Jiwoo was happy to see Jiyoung, who came to his rescue. Jiyoung then asked, "Who are you?" Theon then replied, "You are not worthy of knowing who I am. Looks like you already know the kid behind you, Caden's students, right?" She gave menacing smile. As she began to float in the air, she began to gather energy as she said, "Just think of your presence here as misfortune." She then violently released the energy and attacked Jiyoung. As the attack was about to reach Jiyoung, Jiwoo immediately shouted, "Watch out." But Jiyoung gathered her wind energy in her palms, and then brought her hands forward and gathered even more, and then blocked the attack right in front of her. At that moment, she grabbed the attack in her palms and dispersed it immediately. Theon was shocked by this, even Jiwoo was also surprised by this. Jiyoung then said, "Using that much power without even forming a spatial separation. Are you trying to break the pact?" She then gathered her energy and released a very powerful spatial separation spell covering almost the entire city. Even the servant who was beside Theon couldn't believe her eyes. At this moment, she knew who Jiyoung was. Theon, who was furious by this, began to gather her energy even more violently than the last time. Even Jiwoo was able to notice this. She then prepared another attack. This time she trapped both Jiyoung and Jiwoo legs to the floor, and then let out some giant spider legs out of the floor at the same time, all to attack both of them. Jiyoung was unfazed as she used a wind energy to cut the webs and destroy the spider legs all at the same time. She immediately went straight for Theon, releasing a very powerful attack directed at her. This attack was able to bring down a very huge skyscraper. As the skyscraper fell to the floor, Theon was able to escape. And she was surprised that her power got neutralized very easily. At that moment, she then asked, "Who are you?" Jiyoung then said, "I am Yoo Jiyoung from Shinhwa." Jiyoung. Theon didn't know who Jiyoung was, but in that moment the servant beside her then said, "Jiyoung is the top awakener in South Korea." At that moment, Theon realized that the woman before her was the strongest woman in the country. The servant then said, she was directly acknowledged as someone possessing combat strength within the world top 50 rankers. Theon then fell into despair. She then remembered when she was with Iador. He looked down upon her and then said, "Your level still isn't enough to enter the top 50. Theon then said, "So, what do I do to reach that level?" "You have to become several times stronger than you are now. Of course, someone like you being top 100 is already practically superhuman. It's like being reborn, not as a human, but as a living being that holds an extraordinary amount of power, but the top 50. That's a different kind of rebirth. Think of it as evolving into something new. So don't rush, you've already grown fast in your own way." At that moment, Theon then thought to herself, "That woman possesses that kind of power, something I haven't reached yet," as she felt despair. Jiyoung then said to her, "As Korea representative, awakener, I ask you again. Who are you?" The servant then stepped forward and said, "She is Miss Theon, disciple of Lord Iador. She came here to accept the challenge from Lord Caden's disciple. Miss Jiyoung of Shinhwa, this matter does not involve you, so please step aside." Jiyoung immediately replied, "I can't. If you want your dwell to be treated with respect, then you should follow the proper procedure. Decide when and where. Because a surprise attack like this, it's no difference from an ambush, right? Theon, if you want to fight like this, you will have to face me first." Theon was surprised by this words. "Hey, I know you are strong, a world ranker in the top 50 is definitely impressive, but still, you are being rude to me. Iador's disciples one of the top 10. Are you insane?" She was curious. Both Jiwoo and Jiyoung were surprised and shocked by her reaction. Theon then continues and said, "The woman next to me, Yuria, is also within the world top 50. What are you thinking acting like this?" Jiyoung was ready for anything that was about to come. Theon then called Yuria, who responded, "Yes. Handle her." Yuria immediately began to release her menacing energy. "While I deal with that kid," said Theon, as she sets her eyes on Jiwoo.